Paratroopers dropping into German-occupied Netherlands, joined by gliders, 41,000 troops, with a specific mission: launch a thrust 64 miles into enemy-controlled territory, gain control of 9 key bridges, build the launch point for an invasion of Germany itself. But history has shown this daring mission only partially succeeded. The bridge at Arnhem proved a bridge too far for the Allies. Rivers are terrific natural barriers. They're great for defenders, but really difficult for attacking forces to overcome. And if you can't get across the river, well, then your attack will stall. And that was the very real possibility faced by the Allied war generals Eisenhower, Montgomery and Patton. After D-Day, they'd made rapid progress through France, German units being annihilated, their remnants falling into disarray. But significant obstacles awaited, notably this, the Siegfried Line, 390 miles of German fortified defences, from the south of the Netherlands all the way to the Swiss border. To the north of the line, the tributaries of the mighty Rhine, through the south of the Netherlands. What to do? A small pointed thrust at one defined point, or a broad front strategy? The latter is what Eisenhower, the supreme Allied commander, wanted. But Britain's General Montgomery advocated, as he put it, one powerful, full-blooded thrust across the Rhine and into the heart of Germany. And that's what he got. Perhaps his thinking was influenced by the success of bridge capture and retention on D-Day. Before the Allies even landed on the beaches, paratroopers and gliders took a bridge on the Caen Canal. Now called Pegasus Bridge, the paratroopers successfully held it until they were relieved by commandos on the ground. The capture of the bridge severely hampered German efforts to reinforce their troops along the coast. Could that strategy work again? Operation Market Garden targeted 9 bridges at various points around the south of the Netherlands. The plan: Market would see paratroopers from the UK and US take and hold the crossings, while Garden would see British land forces swiftly reinforcing the bridges. It sounds simple, and the tactics were proven. But the operation came with a number of inbuilt problems. It relied on each and every element working. If one part was to fail, it could lead to a cascade effect, where many elements of the mission became completely untenable. The mission started promisingly. In the first landing of paratroopers and gliders, over 80% landed within 3,300 feet of their intended drop zone. That's a remarkable success. Their objectives were the 9 bridges over canals and rivers. Nijmegen Bridge was considered vital, but the bridge at Arnhem was their ultimate objective. The British 1st Airborne Division was tasked with taking that bridge. And here the plan began to creak and eventually fail. Only half of the division arrived with the first airdrop, so they were down on numbers. And Hitler had seen to it that there were far more German troops in the area than anticipated, including elements of the Waffen-SS. Plus, he'd reappointed sacked generals, and they were starting to become much better organised and more deadly. Only 2 British units managed to reach the bridge at Arnhem. 2nd Parachute Battalion, led by Lieutenant Colonel John Frost, and the Headquarters Battalion, led by Major Tony Hibbert. They set up defensive positions on the north side. Communications were at absolute shambles. The British radios wouldn't talk to each other, they'd been set to different frequencies, and what's worse, those frequencies were the same as German and British civilian radio stations. In the end, John Frost used the Dutch public telephone system. Fierce battles raged at the various bridges, but the Allies held firm, and help was coming for the defenders of Arnhem Bridge. By the end of the 18th of September, 1st and 3rd Parachute Battalions were just over a mile from the south of the bridge, but at huge cost. They were down to 200 men, a sixth of their strength. As the fighting raged, it became clear there was no hope of relief for the British troops pinned down at the north of Arnhem Bridge. They fought on, some only with knives, but eventually they were captured. Attempts were made to retake the bridge, including valiantly by the 1st Polish Parachute Brigade, but these also failed. Ultimately, the Allies withdrew from Arnhem back to Nijmegen. Estimates say in the whole operation, up to 17,000 Allied troops were killed, injured or captured. 500 Dutch civilians lost their lives. Hitler exacted his revenge on the Netherlands by cutting off food supplies. 22,000 civilians died of hunger. The bridge at Arnhem truly was a bridge too far, and it's been immortalised as such in the 1977 feature film of the same name. Today, though, we remember it as a valiant effort which could have worked had it not been for so many factors going against the men on the ground. Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.